Can you do me a favor? Could you pick the bar up off the floor? What you're doing right now by giving. I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to swallow anything that bothers me. I'm not going to speak up. If he cancels plans, it's no problem. I'll be fine. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. And then I'm just going to show up in my most juicy, empowered feminine energy and love on him and give him all the best parts of me, because then if I do that, he's going to stay. He's going to see how valuable I am. He's going to pick me. I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You giving him all the best parts of you, not communicating any boundaries or when anything bothers you, isn't making it easy for him to stay. It is. It's making it convenient for him to stay. But what's really happening is you are showing him how low the bar is to have access to the juiciest, best parts of you. What he's hearing is, oh, I can not show up for her. I can be inconsistent when I text. I can just kind of be hot and cold and come in and out. And every time I show up, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Nothing ever bothers her. In his mind, great, convenient, demands nothing out of him. Of course he likes you. Of course he wants to spend time around you because he's getting this beautiful feminine energy and it requires this much of him. Zero, nothing from him to have access to it. And then you feel frustrated and say, how do I always get stuck in these situationships? I have so much to offer. I'm a great girl. And how does this keep happening? These hot and cold men, these emotionally unavailable men, these eternal boys that I feel like I have to mother. Listen, I don't live by the attract by who you are. Not that I think it's false, but I think there's a better, more empowering statement, which is what you allow. You get what you allow. So when someone comes along who is nonchalant and taking and all these things, there's a part of you that's willing to play in that dynamic, especially if it's a pattern. And until we can meet that part and heal that part, not just talk about it, not just be aware of it, right? Talk therapy is a great tool. I'm not knocking it, but we have to move it through the body. And until we do that, it's probably going to be unconsciously driving your behavior. So those of you who are relating to this, I'm willing to bet there's some sort of fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, self-validation wound, self-worth wound. Different for everybody based on their background and what they've been through. And what I do with my clients is really study their nervous system, how they think, what triggers them, what opens them up, because it's immersive support. And then we can get to the bottom of those woundings and start shifting them. And that is when their dating and relationship experience starts shifting. They change how they show up, how they feel when they date, what they offer when they date, how they engage in dating. Everything shifts. Not only are we healing the emotional wounds, but you're also learning the empowered feminine way to show up while you're dating, so you can start attracting in and allowing in and noticing healthier, more empowered masculine partners and holding the bar for it. And the universe responds. People receive you differently. It is amazing. But we have to break out of this wounded feminine pattern of being the chill girl and putting the bar on the floor and give, because then they're going to love me. No, bestie. One of my clients came from a background of narcissistic abuse. A lot of my clients do. I'd say 90% of them, because it's what I went through. I'm very good at supporting women through that because of it. And we did all the healing work to leave that dynamic. And then when she started dating again, she started seeing a great guy, because all this healing work opened her up in a different way. She attracted a different type of man. And early in dating, she felt this hesitancy of like, Brie, do I share what my boundaries are? Do I share what I need? When he said this, it kind of bothered me, but I don't want to push him away. This is the moment, right? It's a corrective experience after corrective experience. And in that moment, the guidance was, no, we need to speak up about this, because we're not going to self-abandon anymore, right? And we don't need to earn or prove your love. And we don't need to attach to this person. What we're attached to is the dynamic that you want to create in your relationship. Obviously, we talked about it much more than that, but she did share what was coming up for her. Whereas before, she wouldn't have communicated anything or would have swallowed it. And it would have felt almost impossible to speak up because of how deeply her fears were influencing her. She was so afraid that it was going to push them away or they weren't going to stay or whatever it might be. But now that she had done her inner healing work and cultivated internal security and confidence and self-worth, it was so much easier for her to be like, this is what I need. So if it doesn't work for you, that's cool. Long story short, they've been dating, let's say 4 months now. He committed to her within just a couple months, is truly obsessed with her. It's amazing. Takes her out on these beautiful dates, on trips. When he asked her to be his girlfriend, he put bundles of roses in the room to ask her out. And I'm telling you, you guys, you want to draw out the pursuer energy. You want to be pursued. You have to pull all this energy back into you. Step into your empowered feminine. Stop being the chill girl. Hold the bar. That's the game changer. if you don't know how to do this and you're like, okay, I have some healing work to do. I'm obviously not dating in an empowered feminine way. I need to understand how to date in a healthy way that is going to allow me to be receptive to this kind of pursuing dynamic. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram because I do daily stories on things like this all the time. And if you want more formal support, fill out an application and